So today y'all will be cooking with me. I'm gonna make some fried chicken, loaded mashed potatoes, and corn. But first I gotta clean up my sink. So you see me spraying it, wiping it down real good before you cook. And I season my chicken in the sink. I don't got time to be spraying it out on no pan or nothing like that. The sink is best, so I gotta clean it out real good. Here you'll see me getting ready to get my chicken ready. I'm gonna open the pack and I'm gonna rinse my chicken off with cold water. And then once I rinse it off, I'm gonna go through all of them and make sure they don't have feathers. So if they have feathers, I'm gonna cut them off. Cause who eats chicken with feathers on it? That's pretty disgusting. You rinse all your chicken off. I have it all evenly spread out in the sink, and then now you're gonna start seasoning it. I use a bunch of seasonings because I like a lot, but I got some natural seasoning, some Slap Your Mama, some sweet pepper bird rub from Walmart. That's my seasoning salt right there. And then onion powder, garlic powder, and then I use like some Italian seasoning. Then once you put all your seasonings on there, I'm gonna flip it over to make sure both sides are seasoned. Cause who just seasons one side of chicken? No ma'am. Yep, flip them on over. Flip all of them over and you're gonna do the same thing to the other side. Alright, so now that I'm done seasoning my chicken, I'm turning the stove on to get everything ready. And me personally, I turn it on high so it can hurry up and warm up, and then I'm gonna turn it back down. that's just me personally what I'm doing, because I hate to wait for everything to warm, like it takes too long. But in the meantime, I'm gonna get my corn together. I'm gonna open my corn, and then I'm gonna pour all the juice that's in the corn. I'm gonna pour that out, and in my pot, all I have is the water in there. And then once I put my corn in there, I'm gonna season my corn really good. And then in my front pot, I got my water going for my mashed potatoes. Alright, y'all, while I wait on the grease to warm up so I can fry the chicken, I'm gonna get my flour together. So use some flour up in here. You gotta make sure you season your flour though. Slap your mama. Don't do too much, because you already seasoned the chicken, so you don't want to put a bunch of seasoning in your flour. Then it's going to be too salty. Just a little bit. I use a bunch of seasoning, but it be good, not too salty. And mix it together. Fill up my water. This is the part I hate. Take forever for grease to get hot. The water taking all day to boil. You know me, I just turn stuff on high and they gotta hurry up on me. This ain't ready. Yeah, I'm lazy. Make an instant mashed potatoes. So I didn't feel like going to buy and fill them and do all that. So, take it. Now that the grease is finally hot enough, we're gonna put the chicken in there. You're gonna mix your chicken up real good. You're gonna make sure that both sides are fully coated with the flour. And then once you do that, you want to shake it off just a little bit so it's not too thick when it's all in the grease. And then once you do that, you just drop it in the grease and you're good to go. You see that I didn't turn my grease back down, and it's way too high, because I know y'all seen how it dropped in there. Look at it. I eventually turned it back down. This is the chicken in the grease while it's cooking. Even though I had my eye a little too high, it turned out okay. Yep, and you flip it halfway through so it can be cooked thoroughly through. Oh, it looks so good. Chicken is finishing. Now we're gonna do our mashed potatoes. I got some pink Himalayan salt, garlic powder, onion powder, natural seasoning, heavy whipping cream, and a little bit of Italian seasoning. You're gonna pour your mashed potatoes in the boiling hot water. You're gonna need boiling hot water if you want it to come out right. Once you pour it in there, you're gonna get your whisk. And I just do mine like that so it don't fly out all over the place once I start mixing it. And then I'm gonna mix it up real good. Just keep stirring and whipping. Really good. Just look at it. It look good already. Can't even tell. It's the instant mashed potatoes. And then you're gonna put you a little bit of butter in there too. You gotta have you some butter. I don't even know how much I put in there. I just be cutting off like 2 or 3 pieces and once you put your 2 to 3 pieces of butter in there, I go ahead and I put my seasoning in there before I add anything else. And I'm gonna put all 5 of the seasons in there. My garlic powder, my onion powder. I do a little like Italian seasoning or parsley flakes. And I believe I used parsley. No, I used Italian seasoning this time. And then some natural seasoning, and then salt. I've tried it without the salt and it still don't taste good, so you have to put some type of actual salt in there. And I just do a little bit of the Himalayan pink salt, and then my heavy whipping cream, and then I'm gonna mix it up again so it could be more of like a whipped mashed potato. I'm gonna keep mixing. Mix everything together. The butter, the seasoning, and the heavy whipping cream. And then once you mix it up, if it's still a little too thick, which these look a little too thick for me, so I'm gonna put me some more heavy whipping cream in it so I can get like a nice smooth consistency, because I don't like super thick mashed potatoes. And then you just keep adding your heavy whipping cream until you get it as smooth as you would like it. Then once you finish with that, everything is done, and then it's time for the finished product. It does not look good. I did field peas instead of the corn because I didn't want no corn. But there we go.